Hey everybody, it's Mountain Mike, out on the mountain. Thanks for joining in, check and see what's going on today. Today I wanted to talk about sharpening the chainsaw. It's getting to be a chore. Now I've done it the old-timey way, with a file and a guide, for a long time. And it's got me through, but I can't say I've always been exactly thrilled with my results. And I've definitely wanted to step my game up for a while, but never really had the excuse to go ahead and do so. Now I need to take sharpening of my chainsaw a whole lot more serious than I ever have. And it's always been important, but I've always just got through and never thought a lot about it, having so much more to do in life. So today we're going to address really correcting some of these problems by a dummy-proof system. And it's the 2-in-1 by Stihl. Now this product here is supposed to be really great. I've watched a lot of reviews of people on YouTube, and I gotta say, everyone that I saw was very astounded on how well this product worked. It was so convincing that it convinced me to buy it instead of an electric sharpener. I wanted to buy the electric sharpener just to expedite the process because it can be such a pain in the rear. But everybody talked about how well this product worked and how easy it was to use. So I had to see for myself, if it's that easy to use, then I have to have one. I need efficiency, but it doesn't have to be automatic. So I'm okay with doing this by hand, but the old file and guide, I just never felt like I got the results like I needed. So let's see if we can't get this to work like they say. Alright, so here's the sharpener. And this is what I got for $41 at a local Stihl's dealer. Now you find these online, they're more expensive than I found in the local dealers. The local dealers are having a hard time keeping these in stock or getting these right now. So beware that it may be a hard to find item. But I finally found one after much searching, and this is the one. And for my chain, I need a 325 chain. Now let's see, right here, 325. This is the chain that I use on this Stihl's MS250. So now we know we got the right sharpener for the right chain. Alright, so let's take it out of the package and see what's inside. So I definitely like to buy name brand stuff. You get what you pay for a lot of times. I feel like when you try to go cheap, you end up getting cheap, and you accumulate more in your trash pile than you do into your trusty tool set. I believe your trusty tool set should have nothing but quality tools in it. So I'm definitely for buying name brand tools. Things like Snap-on, they're great tools, but they're only for mechanics. People that have access to this Snap-on man. You know, everybody has access to Stihl. So I'm all for the everyman's good product. This is not an unreasonable priced product either. $41 is not unreasonable. So for this set alone, you're looking close to $30 probably. So it doesn't make any sense to use this if you're trying to go out cheap. Spend the extra money and buy something that's going to last you a lifetime and that's going to give you quality service. So I definitely can't stand having a tool of low quality, and I gotta say this looks fairly quality. It's plastic, yeah, but it looks really hardy. It looks like it's going to last you a long time. So there's the flat file, and it looks a little different on one end. So I'm guessing that's a proprietary item for this, but that's okay. If it works well, I'm more than okay with that. And your other round files, they appear to be just regular round files. One goes forward and the other one goes backwards. Overall, I'm impressed with the quality. There's not much to it, but it seems like a nice quality piece of equipment. So let's give it a try, see how well it works. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get the directions out. I absolutely love these directions. They're just clear and to the point without a word said. It's only pictures. And you think, oh, pictures is going to be hard to understand, but The way Stihls did this, I gotta say, it's very, very clear. So step one is to make sure your chain is in correct tension. As you can tell by the bottom picture, the chain is droopy. So now that we have proper tension on the chain, it won't have the tendency to roll over as you're filing. So the next step is to put it in the vise. Okay, so now that I have it in a vise, the first thing that you want to do is take a magic marker and mark the top of a tooth. So I've got a yellow painted link on the other side that helps me know where I'm at, but it's always nice to make a top mark. It just helps you see it. No worries. So you're saying, how do you know your angle? What is your angle and where is it at? Well, the angle is on the handle. That's your 30 degrees, and the same on the bottom, 30 degrees. And you have 2 marks along the way on these guides. Now there's not a lot of marking there, but when you hold it up and put it in place, the handle itself is extremely apparent to the angle that you need. And it makes it so much simpler than the little line on the old-timey guide. Works good, but it kind of hides the top of the tooth and it's hard to see. And when you put this in position, you can see the tooth very well down in there. So let's give it a pass and see what happens. So I gotta say, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's real sharp, and that chisel tip is very much, whew, it's sticky. It gets you like a cat claw. And it filed the top of the drag all in one, and a mighty fine job in 3 strokes. I gotta say, I'm really impressed. This wasn't a dull chain, but that feels like brand new. Pretty sharp. Yeah, brand new. You can feel the difference. So let's go ahead and give this chain a sharpen and try to fall in love with this thing. I just never have been able to get it quite like that with the old-timey way. I mean, maybe a lot of you guys with a lot of experience over the years can do that. But I gotta say, for 3 passes with this thing, that is just downright impressive. I can see why people that did the YouTube reviews that I watched recommended it so highly. It seems to be a great product here. So I did watch the official Stihl's YouTube on how to do this, and they make a pass and bring it back inside without lifting it out. So that's probably a fairly efficient way of doing it, as long as you don't drag it off back into your teeth. And you need to remember when you're doing this to keep your file 90 degrees to your bar. That way your angle is correct. You line your 30 degrees up, you keep it at 90 degrees to your bar, and make your stroke. So I'm going to say it's going to be like a new chain every time. I am very impressed with this thing. Let's get this chain sharpened. It feels instinctive, the 30-degree angle. You know, with the old-timey file guide, they just didn't seem very instinctive to me, where you were constantly checking that angle. I feel like when you set it up there, it just sets itself right into that angle. Works beautiful. Alright, so we're back to our marked tooth. Now we're going to flip the saw around. So once you flip your saw around and you're facing the opposite direction, get your tooth that's marked, and we're going to flip this around. Okay, so we got our chain sharpened. That went really quick. That was super easy, and I gotta say, another quality tool goes in the kit. I really like this for sharpening my chain. It's not automated. You don't push a button and it does it for you. Yeah, it's still a manual method, but it's something that you can take to the woods and you don't have to have a battery to operate it. That's invaluable, and when you operate it, it operates very well. I'm telling you, this chain is sharp. This chain keeps touching my shirt and grabbing it. I've never felt one quite this sharp. I mean, that's really incredible when you touch it. How sharp those chisel points are, and how important that is to your chain, and just not being able to achieve that quite the same with the old school method. I'm not saying this doesn't work, and for a lot of guys, this is all they know, and they probably don't want this. But I gotta say, if you use this and you're in love with this, you really need to try this. It will do you some favors. So if you're proficient at the old way, and you think, hey, I don't need any fancy $40 tool that I can do with a file and no guide. Well, there's guys out there that do that and do it just fine. And I congratulate you, but I gotta say, this probably help improve your life. I know, you're stuck in your ways, I know, you do it just fine. So keeping your equipment in top-notch condition is definitely the order of the day. When you go into any kind of business venture, whether it be for yourself or for a customer, you always need to be stepping up your game, doing the best that you absolutely can with the equipment that you have. We're not all made of money and we don't all have good equipment, but the equipment that we do have, we really need to strive to take care of to the best of our abilities. I believe this chainsaw sharpener is one more step, one more tool in that arsenal of keeping things very orderly and very productive. So I'll be using this for years to come, guaranteed. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm Mountain Mike, out on the mountain. Till next time.